Yeah, for houses they have to like stack the. I mean, for apartments they stack the twigs up on top of each other and.
They chew gum and spit on the corners to stick them together.
All right, welcome to Underwhelming Expectations, the podcast where we talk about pretty much anything. My name is Parker McKenna, and I'm here joined by Noah Matthews, my co-host, and
Yeah.
and today we're going to talk about the shopping cart dilemma, which is something that I wanted to discuss at length ever since this whole like the picture came around. I saw it online, and it. Do you know what this is?
I thought you were making a bit.
No. I was not making a bit. So, so the shopping cart dilemma, right? I want to read it, but I don't have it pulled up. So I'll just give you the summary of it. So basically, it's arguing that returning a shopping cart is totally up to the moral goodness of a person. There is no consequence and there is no reward for returning the shopping cart to its corral, the shopping cart corral. So it is totally up to the person to decide whether or not that is what they want to do. It is the moral goodness of their heart. So it is the ultimate test of a person's morality. Well, you look very confused. I'm curious.
It's like it's a fucking courtesy, dude. You do it because it's the right thing. You just fucking put it back, dude. It makes people who work their job easier, and you feel good about yourself because I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the cogs in the machine. Just fucking let's fucking go. Let's keep it going. So I don't know. It's kind of like I never thought as anything separate that was an actual option, like a choice. because I mean, when you're young and you're with your family and you go to the supermarket, right? They'll always tell like you, the fucking kid, the slave, hey, go put this fucking cart over there. Go take it over there. And you're like, okay, yeah. So it's just a normal thing. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, to be honest, like I totally agree. I think that I've always thought the people who didn't return carts were simply too lazy to do so, and they didn't want to fuck themselves with having to return the cart, whatever 25, 50 feet away to its proper corral, which makes it easier for the person whose job it is to corral all the carts together and put them back inside the store. And I've heard those people make arguments that, oh well, it's not my job. Like there are people's whose job it is to move the carts, which I can understand from a standpoint. If you have never returned carts before, then I can see sort of where you're coming from, where you have this "it's not my job" mentality. But I think that
the part where you have a place to deposit the carts, right? If it's not your job to fucking do it, and it's the people who works their job, why the fuck would they put all those carts in there just to take them back out again and put them back in the shop? You know what I mean?
yeah, well, I think it makes it easier. Well, having that corral there makes it so that the people with moral goodness can shine. They put the cart back.
So I declare right now, if you do not put the carts back into its little station, you're going to hell.
Oh no, that's extreme. Dead ass.
Dead ass. You won't make it out of here alive.
I think that I don't know, man, because like you said, growing up, the only thing that I ever knew was putting the cart back, because I thought that's just what people were supposed to do. Like, it's there for a reason. You took the cart from inside the shopping mall, you used it, and you fucking took the cart right back out to your car. So I think you have a moral obligation to return the cart. You don't even have to put it back in the store. There, like I said, there's a person whose job that is, but there is a designated spot. There's a designated spot for you to return the cart to, which makes it much, much easier for the person whose job it is to.
Is this really worth like giving attention to though? Like,
I think so.
This is a jackass's point of view on I'm just not gonna do it because fuck it, I don't have to. They're not. The fact that those people feel inclined not to do it because there is no compensation for doing it is complete bullshit. Absolutely.
Right. You think that they need a reward or something to.
Yeah, that's not. Do you want a fucking nickel? Like,
yeah.
You want a pat on the back?
Yeah.
I just I don't know. Maybe on the other side of this, on the other spectrum, with my point of it being like, as a kid, your parents will tell you put it away, right? But you on the argument against that, you could say, well, you're an adult now. You can make your own choices, and you don't have to do that just because your parents made you. And it's like, well, at this point, as an adult, I have the idea of actual free will. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you have the
I make
taste.
the choice myself, and I choose after looking at all the logical, stands on this. It just makes sense. Just put it back. It's not bad. Just put it back.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
You
like a what is it? Like a fucking 10-pound cart or something that has wheels that you can just roll over to where it needs to be. And there's absolutely no like there's no I think the biggest concern with why people don't do it is because there's no repercussion for not doing it. So they
it,
don't do it, right? And then they just leave it out and no one does anything about it. They're like, "All right, whatever, like I guess that's just what
I
that
think a
person
good
knows."
way to see it is if you go to somebody's house, right? Let's say you have to blow your nose and you take a tissue. They lend you a tissue and then you use it. Well, not lend you. They give you a fucking tissue because
Right. Yeah, you're not giving it the tissue back.
you blow your fucking nose. It's not
Yeah.
like you crumple that shit and throw it on the ground, right?
Yeah, you put it in the trash.
Put it in the fucking trash. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's legit the same shit. Because think about it. If you fucking take that tissue and throw it on the ground, the people that live there are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Put it in the trash. What's wrong with you? You're just dirtying up my floor or whatever." What the fuck do you think you're doing to a parking lot when you leave those fucking carts out? Especially, I'm talking to a specific group of people here, okay? I run into this all the fucking time when I go to Walmart, all right? So I go in there. Keep in mind, I park out in fucking Wally World, okay? Way in the fucking back, okay? I don't mind walking to the supermarket. Anyways, I have a spot, usually, okay? It's near this little, you know how Smoothie King sometimes has those tiny little shacks that only 3 people can squeeze into?
Yeah.
Drive through? So it's near one of those. And it's like subjugated away from the main parking lot just before it separates into this other fucking shopping center that's there. And sometimes when I go to my spot, I don't know if somebody's doing it on purpose or these things are just running rampant, but there is a cart that is in my spot. And I don't want to stop, park the car, get out, move the cart, and then pull my car in. I'm not about to fucking do that, okay? I shouldn't have to deal with that. So you motherfuckers that are out there doing that shit, I don't know if you're sabotaging or otherwise, you need to put these things in check, all right? Put them in the fucking thing, all right? It's a pain in the ass. I don't know if how common or how often you deal with it if you go to the store or whatever, but I deal with that shit maybe like 5 times out of 10. Literally 50-50.
I don't know. That's not something that I particularly that's not really something that I deal with all the time. That's more like a just a once in a blue moon. There will be a shopping cart like in a car spot, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is. Like this person just didn't grow up in it, like didn't have a family, didn't have like a mom or a dad that really enforced like the moral goodness aspect of doing what's right. I think it's about integrity. Okay, it's about doing the right thing when nobody's looking. I think that is the best and easiest way to describe it.
You know what? That should be something that you put in like your dating profile. Like I put the carts away in the little whatever. What the fuck would you call that? A pen?
Corral. They're cart corrals.
Corral? I put the carts back in the corral when I'm done shopping.
Yeah. Well, I think like
that shows the ultimate. That's Chad right there. That is a higher level evolution has
alpha Chad.
That's right. That's right.
No, I think honestly, I don't think it's that big because it should be like a given, right? You should just be able to like do that. I don't think that that's something that
it just goes into the list of courtesies that you do. Hold the door open for others if they need it. Throw your trash away. Be responsible with the things that, like you said, it's integrity. Doing the right thing without anybody looking at you. And it's just, it blows my fucking mind that somebody would argue against that, other than saying that they're just lazy. I mean, they're just fucking lazy.
Yeah. I think that is really just what it boils down to, is the lazy and the people who just know the right thing to do, I guess.
Has this actually been bothering you?
No, it hasn't been bothering me, but I have yet to, before today, had like a reasonable ethical discussion about it, because I think like it's a good, I don't know, I think it's a good topic to talk about.
I think it dwells a lot into the psychology of like an individual, because I mean I have the
Right.
grounds of, I was raised to do that, but some people aren't as fortunate enough to have that kind of family relationship of, there's some kids out there who don't give a fuck about what their parents say, dude. They flip their parents the fucking bird and just go on their shit. And
Hmm.
it's like, well, obviously they wouldn't be in the same category as me as far as that, because if I did that, I'd get my ass kicked. So, but I mean, if that's valid enough, I don't know. I think it requires a lot more look into the psychology of somebody who has a maybe a skewed view on like their courtesy or the integrities that they think of. I don't know.
That sounds
Moral,
about right.
yeah, they're like moral uh, choices.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's really all there is to it. It's just moral choices and how a person grew up, and that's, like you said, a lot of psychology.
Yeah.
What a,
Anyways,
what a
good,
great first topic
good
to start.
fucking card. Fantastic. All right, I have a few things to talk about here.
All right,
One
sure,
thing
man.
I really want to talk about you because we haven't talked about it in a really long, extensively, maybe a little bit here and there when I ask you about it or whatever. The Gorillaz and what they're doing with the song machine. Can we talk about this?
Yeah, sure.
So you've listened to all the songs that have come out so far, right?
And what
In the song machine, what
is
they
that their newest album?
no. It's their little fucking project that they're doing on the internet right now. It's not an actual album. It's just like an episodic thing of music videos.
Yeah, I think I've seen one or two. I don't recall watching or making it a point or an effort to watch all of them. But
So
yeah, enlighten me.
what they're doing? So Damon, he's like, all right, this was before COVID, so keep that in mind. It's not because of COVID that they're doing this shit. They had this idea long before that, and basically what this song machine thing is they're releasing songs one by one, all with trailers, fully animated, beautiful fucking trailers. The songs are diverse and different. They have a lot of features of people that you may have never heard of before, and it's in preparation for the next album they're working on because it's setting up the story. And if you pay attention to their Instagram pages and their Twitter, they're going to be releasing a like book with chapters of each character and what they're going through leading up to the next upcoming album whenever the fuck that's announced.
Hmm.
And so there's total one, two, three. So there's four so far. The fourth one was kind of rushed though, because one of the drummers for um, Gorillaz, he went on tour with them a lot. He went on tour with them for Demon Days. He helped to work on Plastic Beach a lot, like really old shit. He did some stuff on D sides too. His name was Tony Allen. He looks like a fucking champ. If you ever look at his fucking wiki page, he looks like a total fucking G, dude. Total G. And he had passed. So there was something that they were working on with him that they wanted to release, uh, I guess later in these coming months, but they kind of picked up the pace and worked on it to have it come out, and it's fantastic. It's got rap in it. It has a feature from Skepta, who is a UK rapper. Really cool dude. He's got some decent music. Decent. I say decent because there are some songs that are just a little too death grippy for me.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's chaotic,
Right.
because that's the exact reason why I don't listen to a lot of death grips, because that man goes off, dude. Fucking cocaine every time he fucking raps and does shit. Sometimes I can't even understand what he's saying, and usually that pisses me off. But that's not what pisses me off in his songs. It's the fact that I'm getting ear raped left and right, and I don't know what to groove to. So that's where I'm lost in.
There's too many grooves, is what you're saying. There's too many elements of groove.
There's too many grooves, or it's too vague for me to call them a groove because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just fucking loud, fucking rap, rock, bass lines, and all this shit. Anyways, so they've been releasing these in preparation for the new album, and they're really fucking good. They're so fucking good, and the animations with them are very subtle. It's not like It's not like anything over the board like Stylo was or El Manana or anything like that, where it's just like super storyboarded or anything like that. It's really simple, really clean. A lot of it is a mix mash of like live action stuff and them,
Hmm.
like how it was for Humans, and I guess not for the Now Now. And the Now Now didn't really have music videos like that, but they're fantastic. And if you haven't listened to them, you should go to their YouTube and watch the music videos, as well as on Spotify. They are getting uploaded at the same time as the music videos, so they're fantastic.
Yeah, but so you're saying that the music videos are only on YouTube and the music is on Spotify, correct?
Yes, the music is on Spotify,
Yeah.
and they're just so fucking good, dude. It's I personally think that it's a new branch for Gorillaz reaching out to a specific, I guess, I don't want to say this because I mean, but like low tier artists,
Hmm.
kind of bump them up and give them some shit, and it's working out, dude. There is this woman who sings on one of their songs called Desolé, and her name is fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. Fatoumata Diawari, and she's like a an African R&B singer. She sings in like Afrikaans and she speaks French and stuff too.
Hmm.
And there's like a good chunk of lyrics in there where 2D is like singing French, and it's like, oh wow, spicy. It's very omelette du fromage for me. It gives me like the ooh.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. The first one they started off with was Momentary Bliss, and that was very like fuck. Do you remember off of the self-title album? You remember Murdoch is God?
Yeah.
That like rocky bass line?
Hmm.
Very much so reminiscent of that with rap, and it's just faster. It has Slow Thigh, who is both of these guys are UK guys, so they're kind of staying, I guess, where Damon is kind of hanging out at. So Slow Thigh, he does like the chorus line for it. It's really nice. That's not his usual shit. He's actually part of a punk band, which is okay. Hey, it's okay as far as like the British rock and punk and stuff goes. And then Slaves, he's just a rapper. I've listened to a few of his stuff on SoundCloud. He's pretty good.
Hmm.
But that one was what they started off with, and it was fan fucking tastic. The music video is really cool. It's one of those slice of life, like they're in the studio just dicking around and making the song at the same time.
Yeah. Those are the best kinds, honestly. I think that's where the best inspiration comes from.
Yeah, it's super fucking humble, and I just love the fucking way that when they do shit like that, it just blows my mind that they filmed this whole thing, right? They filmed them dicking around in the studio making the music, and then afterwards they're talking about like, okay, what are we gonna have the fucking characters do? Like, how are we
Mm.
gonna randomly put them wherever the fuck we want? And it works out, and it works out fantastic. There's a scene in the later half of the song where 2D is singing his chorus, and Murdoch's just out on the patio and he just fucking throws up just because he fucking can. And it's just like, well, what the fuck? But these are fantastic songs that have come out, and I cannot wait for the album that will be coming out alongside with it. Who knows when? Maybe within the end of this year it'll get announced. Maybe early next year. I hope. But with that, since these have been coming out, I have went back and reviewed both Humans and the Now Now because I didn't give them a proper chance when they came out.
No, dude. Honestly, like Now I think was probably probably my least favorite.
Like as you know, because you and me share the same fucking opinion. Okay,
Most of the time, yeah.
if it's not Plastic Beach, it's forfeit. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
not Plastic.
Plastic Beach is the best album.
Open up with Snoop Dogg. Welcome to the Plastic Beach. It's forfeit.
Why would you bother listening to it if it doesn't have Snoop Dogg?
Fucking, it's just garbage at that point.
Right.
So I went back and I listened to the Now Now and Humans, and there's some of my favorite songs are actually on the Now Now. I'm not gonna lie. There's two songs called Sick Eye and Fireflies. Those are fantastic.
Oh, dude, Fireflies. I love that track.
Fireflies is fucking
Yeah.
fantastic. The little acoustic stuff is super cool. From the start, I liked Humility and I liked Trans. Humility mostly because your boy Jack Black was in the fucking Nacho
In
Libre.
the music, yeah, Nacho Libre himself was in the music video.
And then there's a few good ones. that I really didn't listen to that much. Like, a good majority of this is actually fantastic. The only one I don't like Hollywood that much, even though it has Snoop Dogg in it, and that's
Hmm.
that's like where you can't escape from crossing fate. Okay, like,
Hmm.
but it's okay. I don't really like Kansas. Sorcerers is fantastic. Don't like Idaho. That shit is just slow and really boring. Lake Zurich is a fucking DJ beat, dude. It reminds me of just on Linkin Park albums when Johan would just put his own
Yeah,
fucking beat
just
on there and just fucking ham it out.
yeah.
That's what Lake Zurich is for me, and it's so funky and disco-y and so fucking sick, and I loved it. And the last like four of the album are very just slow, calm. Fireflies kind of reminds me of a Busted in Blue from Humans, and that is a fantastic song too. But I went through the Now and I went back to Humans. I already had kind of a set idea on Humans because I feel like me and you both kind of were hyped for it when they started to release like the little clips for like
Y-
Andromeda
Yeah, yeah.
and Saturn's bars and shit. And we were
Oh,
already
Saturn first, dude.
fucking let's go, yeah. But it turns out that there is a second, like, part two album to this where it's just remixes. It's like The Fall. Remember how The
Hmm.
Fall had a bunch of unfinished projects from Plastic Beach that they couldn't put on the album?
Yeah.
And some of them were remixes. There is a few remixes of these songs, and there is one remix of Saturn Bars that has a bunch of other Caribbean rappers in it. And, like, it's so fucking good. It's grimy. I fucking love it.
You like grime stuff, dude?
Yeah, you like grime stick?
Dope stuff, bro.
Fucking Lucid Diamond Eyes. But yeah, I been listening to a lot of these. Also, dude, you know how like Spotify will tell you sometimes like what percentage you are of this fan base that you listen to, or this
Oh yeah, dude. I used to be
top
like,
1%
yeah,
of Gorillaz.
damn.
I listen to them all the fucking time, dude.
You should get them to sign your phone.
Yes, I should get Damon to fucking. I'll mail it to him in a parcel, and he'll mail it back to me. I hope.
And with a fucking bag of shit.
Yeah, he'll just take a fucking fat dump. He'll wipe
No,
it with my
no
phone.
signature. Just
There'll just be one big brown streak on the middle of the fucking screen. And it's over. But yeah, I've been kind of rediscovering a lot of music that I didn't think was that great from the beginning. And those two Gorillaz albums, when they came out, were very underwhelming for me. But after revising and reviewing the songs and the lyrics and stuff, they have some of my favorite songs. Now, let me say again that Plastic Beach is the ultimate fucking album that Gorillaz has ever fucking done, and I will die on that hill. But though that is how I feel about that specific album, these two albums are not too far behind, in my opinion. They're very different. As per usual, it's Gorillaz things to fucking change shit up, right? And sometimes not even have their own vocals on it and just have some other person take over it, and it still makes the song great. So it's like the fact that the Gorillaz doesn't have this identity of a specific genre and a specific singers and vocalists, that they can do that and get away with it. Because not every album is the same and never will be the same. But there's a lot of other artists that will hit off this vibe of these couple songs that may have hit the charts, and they're like, all right, how can I roll with this vibe and kind of put shit out? And that's the problem with me with Drake. Drake does that shit a lot. Not only that, but when he's featured on someone else's song, he turns it into his song.
yeah.
No, that's a fucking no, dude.
They're like trying to push him out of the booth, bro. They're like, hey, come on, bro. Like, let the original artist do their thing. You're kind of clogging the fuck. You're cramping my style, Gramps.
Kicks him out of the booth and then locks it from the inside, and he says,
Like,
"It's God's plan."
how old is Drake?
Drake?
Yeah,
Let me see.
he must be like what 29, 28 or something now.
He's older than that, dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That dude kind of
He's
old. as hell.
33, dude.
Oh my god.
Hey, dude.
Bro, how are you gonna be 33
I was watching homies since he was on Degrassi in that fucking wheelchair.
rapping about how sad you are?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. That was his whole shtick, dude.
It was
But
all of Marvin's Room.
it's just I don't know. He's one artist specifically that I was super into, and then it just got really fucking repetitive. And then you have artists like fucking Kanye. Kanye's old shit, dude. Dark Twisted Fantasy is probably one of my favorite rap albums of all time.
Hmm.
And from that point on, he just kind of just I don't know, man. He started to just change his shit up.
Yeah.
Really weird.
That's kind of like how Chance the Rapper did it too, though. Like, I like Acid Rap a lot. That's one of my favorite albums. And then everything after Acid Rap got like kind of more preachy, I
Mhm.
guess. It got super preachy, and it was not hard to listen to, but you could tell like the message was the same throughout the entire album. And it was like, man, why can't I just? I like why I just want to go back to Acid Rap, bro. Like, why can't we do that anymore?
I think the thing is, you with like Kanye, for example, because he started doing that weirder shit, and he didn't. It didn't really feel like he was owning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It felt like he was just dipping his toe in the water. But then you have somebody like Tyler. Tyler has some weird
yeah,
fucking albums, but they're great because he owns it, dude. He rocks that shit.
yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah, dude,
he,
Flower Boy is like my favorite.
oh yeah, so good.
One of my favorites of all time.
He rolls with that fucking vibing momentum, and it just
Yeah,
you can feel that like he's actually 100% passionate about it. But if you compare it to Kanye songs that have come out within the past 5-6 years, it's like I don't know if he's just doing this just to get a fucking quick buck and have some features take over for him, or if he's actually kind of vibing with the style that he's trying to do. And that's what kind of bothered me because you compare it to like his old mixtapes from from like Homecoming and Graduation and before that, like he was fucking in there, dude. He was vibing. His lyrics were on point. You could feel that he was fucking really, I don't know, immersed in what he was writing. But now it just seems like he's just fucking flatline, dude. Dead on
right.
arrival every album for me.
Hmm.
I don't know if you feel like that with any artist either, but
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few. I think that generally like I would say per music theory that is kind of just how it works. Like with the progression of starting with an album, and then if that album hits, then generally I think the second album that that artist makes will try to emulate that of the first album because they want to succeed.
mhm.
If that's what they want for the best interest of the people. But if they don't care about that and they just want to make their own thing, then it's honestly a coin flip. I think it's a coin flip on whether or not the listeners are going to enjoy it as much as the artist enjoyed putting time into it.
Mhm.
So I think it's really heavily reliant on I don't know, just how they do the follow up album. Not it's not always like first album, second album. You know, it could be three and four. For instance, like going back to Tyler, after he made Wolf, he made Cherry Bomb, and to me, I didn't like Cherry Bomb at all. So I was like, okay, well, he's going in a new style, so he's probably just going to keep going in the style. But I think Cherry Bomb was too on the fence between what Tyler wanted it to be between Wolf and Cherry Bomb. So
Mhm.
when he went into Flower Boy, he decided to just go full force into the Cherry Bomb aspect of that music type. It's not so much, I won't say like whiny rap, but he kind of abandoned the Wolf style and then moved and transitioned fully into that album Cherry Bomb. And then when he made Flower Boy, it reflects a lot on the process, I guess, for what he made Cherry Bomb. And I love Flower Boy. I still don't like Cherry Bomb, but um, yeah, Flower Boy was incredible. And then honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of Igor.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of songs didn't hit, and I know that's not that's the unpopular opinion is that it's not like I didn't like it that much, but I can appreciate the time and effort and the his passion for Igor because I think Igor's by far has been his favorite, Tyler's personal favorite album because he bumps that shit like all the time and he's always talking about like how fucking every song on Igor's a bop and he goes so ham at concerts and stuff, which I can value and appreciate, but it wasn't for me.
That's how I feel about like Linkin Park and their like later albums when they started to switch to the very mellow poppy electronic shit, and it just after Hunting Party it just became that, and I'm like, and it sucks because I thought Hunting Party was like they fucking back, dude. They're hitting it.
Yeah,
Minutes to
yeah.
midnight, here we fucking go. It's back. They're in that grungy fucking
Hmm.
rock and rap shit,
Screamy, yeah.
just like they used to. And then
Victimized was the fucking
oh, dude, guilty all the same.
yeah.
Holy shit,
Oh
dude.
man, that dude, Hunting Party had some bangers, unexpected bangers too. Because I think like people just kind of lost hope in Linkin Park. I think after Thousand Suns,
Yeah,
because they heard that album and they're like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, there's so many strange like tracks on here. I don't quite understand what they're trying to go for because you hear songs like Righteous and Kings, and then you hear A Thousand Suns, and it's like I don't fucking understand. Like, what is the what are we trying to listen for here? And I think it's not that that Chester and Mike didn't do a great job at expressing what exactly they were trying to express or what the album was supposed to be about.
Mhm. It's funny that you say that because I was gonna bring up Thousand Suns. I was gonna say like Thousand Suns was. I feel like it had a lot of potential, but some of those songs I couldn't. I don't know. I don't want to say relate to, but I guess more like understand the tone of.
Hmm.
It's kind of it bounces around a lot. There are a few good songs on that album that I do like, but it's very far and few. It's not. I think it's like a 12-song album, and less than a quarter of that of those songs I actually like. And
Yeah.
some it'll just be with those songs where I'll wait for this one part to hit, and I skip that shit. And go
Yeah,
to
exactly. That's exactly how it is for like 2 or 3 of them.
and
I think the only song on that entire album that I can listen to all the way through and I'm like, this is a good song is probably Catalyst. I think Catalyst is probably the best one off that album.
it's good. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Catalyst is definitely one of them, but I don't know. It's just some artists just find that momentum and roll with it, and some they hit the mark but then come back to it. But it's not like they're coming back to their roots per se. Like a lot of there's a good number of artists that don't look at their old shit and be like, oh, I should try that again because it worked. Sometimes they're like, all right, well, that worked really well, but I'm gonna keep trying something different until I hit it. And then when they hit it, for some reason, everybody's brainwashed, like, oh, dude, they're back. It's just like old times. Oh
Yeah.
my god! And it's like that's not. This is completely different. But it's still good to see that they're making an effort to try to branch away from what they originally started, which I feel like is it should be a main objective as a music artist. You should want to keep hitting that evolution of music for yourself and one-upping yourself.
Right. No one wants to hear the same album like 3 times in a row.
Not dubstep. That
Yeah.
shit, one hit wonder for me. I have to listen to one artist at a time in that genre, because if I listen to the same artist for 5 songs in a row, it gets really repetitive for me.
Mhm.
Unless you're Skrillex, that's the only exception. You follow up Long Drive with Bangarang, and that's 2 different vibes right there.
Yeah.
So,
And then you follow up Bangarang with Poompy Doomp.
dude, oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Poopy Doom.
Damn, that was like 20, what, 14, 13?
Where were we? We were at Targets when you still.
We were at Walmart.
Where were we at Walmart?
Yeah,
we were
Walmart.
in the music section of some fucking
It was
supermarket.
definitely Walmart.
And that's when I worked there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like 2013 or something.
Found that album and we flipped it over and we were looking through. We're like, oh, it's a Skrillex album. Okay, let's check it
Yeah.
out. We find one song. Didn't it have a Kanye West feature on it? I think
Dude, probably. I can't remember for the fucking life of me.
called Poompy Doomp. Poompy Poompy Doomp.
DOOMP.
Yeah, and I think I listened to it once.
Dude,
I think we brought it up once and I actually listened to it. I don't remember what it's called.
it should have been called Poopy Dump. That's what it should have been called.
Poopy Dump, dude. That would have been the one that went under the radar.
Oh shit.
Probably would have been a total
It's
flop.
just, dude, it's just fucking fart noises for like 2.5 minutes.
It's just slapstick fucking Looney Tunes fart noises.
Oh my god, I would have fucking. That's an instant favorite album. It's just like Skrillex wanted to fucking. He was like, you know what, dude, fuck this music shit.
Hey, dude, why did he come back for that one remix of that Kingdom Hearts song and then dip?
Oh, that's right, he did do that song.
Dipped, yeah.
That was pretty good too, honestly.
It was an amazing. Oh, dude! Imagine if he did a remix for Sanctuary.
Oh man,
God, dude.
yeah, I don't know if I want Sanctuary remix though.
I would love if he tried to do a like upbeat, fast-paced theme remix of Traverse Town. I would love that.
Dude, I would fucking love a Dearly Beloved remix.
Yeah.
Because there's already so many, but I would love to see how he does it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Because like Hikari is Dearly Beloved, but it's different. It's like an orchestral symphonic version of Dearly Beloved. But yeah, that'd be sick. I think he would be one of the artists I would actually commission to get to do a remix song, because remember Mortal Kombat did that for him.
Yeah, for Reptile.
He did Reptile's theme, dude, and that was a banger. Reptile was
it was a fucking bop.
In MK9, a Reptile was a suck ass fucking character, but that song made it fucking worth it.
Yeah,
worth it playing that shitty character. It's
that's straight banger.
Oh, dude, that song.
Dude, speaking of I wanted to talk about the Flowbots.
Okay. Why did they release an album or something?
So no. I just want to talk about I won't say like they fell off or anything like that because I think they made an honest effort with No Enemies, but I was not a fan like at all. I like listened to the whole thing front and back twice, and I was like, I can't vibe with any of this stuff, which
Really?
sucks really fucking bad because
Um,
on fucking on We Are Winning, that was a great fucking out. I mean, Fight with Tools. Fight with Tools was fucking insane.
mm.
And then they made what was their fucking the album right after Fight with Tools where it had Defend Atlantis and Cracks in the Surface.
That was Survival Story.
Yeah, Survival Story was really good too, and I really liked basically every fucking song on that track. But I think like I think the main issue with political rap is that it has to shift with the current political situation, right?
Mhm.
So you can tell like No Enemies took a drastic shift in their music style, and I think to me like that fucking sucks because I really liked all of their music and it wasn't the same at all with No Enemies. And this plays into what we were talking about earlier, like how the evolutionary process of like when album after album it has to change. Like you can't just make the same album 9 times in a row and then people buy that shit. But
Here's where I disagree with you. I actually think No Enemies is a great album.
mhm.
I like it a lot. I think two of my favorite songs on the album is Failure Games and Voices of the Dead. Voices of the Dead I listen to on the
Okay,
regular.
I did like that song. I did like Voices of the Dead. That's one of the few.
It's so, I don't know. I think the whole tone of the album is a lot darker and it's less serious. There's not a lot of bars where it's cracking jokes and making puns and shit.
Mhm.
So it's very serious. It's political and it's serious, and I can see how it turns people off in comparison to something like Survival Story, which was also political, but it wasn't dark and brooding like the
Yeah,
way
it was more like a Yes We Can type album.
yeah, and like even like there was songs that were kind of serious on it, but not super serious. Like what the fuck, Airplane Mode.
Oh,
Airplane
dude,
Mode
I
is
fucking
fantastic.
love Airplane Mode.
Airplane Mode, and specifically the two that stick out are Airplane Mode and fucking
I like Defend Atlantis.
Good Soldier. Good Soldier.
Oh, dude, Good Soldier is a sad one.
Good Soldier. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's arguably one of my favorite
Mhm.
Flowbot songs besides The Moon.
Oh yeah, the moon.
The Moon, which
Off of
I don't think I
what that was off Platypus?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was an
That
EP, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a forgotten song by the Flowbots.
Oh,
Nobody.
dude.
I talked to people about that. I think know a pretty good amount of Flowbots because they talk
Right.
about songs from different
Yeah.
albums, and I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, you remember the Moon? And they're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, dude, that's off the Platypus EP,
Dude,
dude.
that's
That
so
is
fucking good.
arguably
It's such
one of
like
their best. It's such like a.
it
Just like
sounds like yeah, it's such a fucking
a,
vibe song, you know, like you really fucking I feel like they made that song in the studio by just like
Mhm.
they wrote their verses in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like 10
yeah,
15 minutes and that's
yeah,
it. And it turned out so fucking good.
yeah. It's like. God, dude, the Moon it's such a stupid, goofy song. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid, goofy song,
It's
but
got a great melody.
I think so. In order, so it goes Fights with Tool, Survival Story, and then I forgot about the Circle and the Square,
Yeah.
and
That
then
was a
No
very niche
Enemies.
album, I think.
Yeah, I feel that No Enemies and Circle and the Square are kind of even. I think the Circle and the Square has a little bit of a leg up on them because
Yeah.
I like just the main fucking Circle and the Square song, and I also like what's it? Oh,
Loneliness.
Gonna be free.
Oh, dude, Gonna Be Free and Loneliness are
Yes,
two of my fucking favorites.
yeah, Gonna Be Free is so good. But then it's just weird because Flowbots goes through this weird exchange of silly bumpy songs that are still political and hit shit and like have mad burns, and then there's some really low, slow,
Yeah.
serious, brooding stuff, and it kind of sends you on a like an emotional roller coaster, but it's not so
Yeah, like Anne Braden on Fight with
yeah,
Tools.
it's not so abrasive that you feel like you need to slow down, even though they put interludes in there to kind of symbolize that there's a change in the
Mhm.
tone here. But yeah, I for example, Whips and Chains.
Oh,
That is
dude, yeah.
Whips and Chains is like a very serious
Yeah,
song,
very serious song, but
but
it doesn't sound that serious.
there's a lot of quips and there's a lot of like
Mhm.
fuck you burns in there,
Yeah.
and it plays into the way what the song is about because it's just chaotic. It's just
It's
fucking.
very it's very chaotic.
It's bumping
Yeah,
and.
I feel like a lot of the songs on Survival Story have that chaotic type feel, as opposed to on Fight with Tools, where I feel like most of the music was very structured and had a clear path about where it wanted to go.
Mhm,
Um, and each song was like its own different social issue or social or economic issue, a
mhm.
political issue too, were thrown in there, and then that whole fucking whatever 13 or 12 track album was just full of like each individual song had its own little story, and I think that was the best part about it.
I think it's funny that like it can have like a really really serious fucking political song, and then you have a song like Combat, and it's
Oh,
just
dude.
like Combat's just like off the fucking cuffs, just like
Yeah,
let me see what I can fucking spit here.
yeah. Let me just write this verse down
Oh
real quick, and we
man,
can record it.
take it back like Linda Ronstadt or Luke Skye with a twisted long hat.
You're like, huh?
Tong
You're
tong
like,
zaps
because
twisted
you're
on
listening
that.
to it, and you're like trying to deduce what the fuck
Yeah.
the lyrics mean.
And then it goes back to just tong tong hi hat, and you're like,
Yeah,
what?
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
I don't
Combat.
understand.
Combat is definitely one of my favorites. Mayday, I think, is
Oh,
really good
dude,
too.
Mayday's a
I love
bob.
Mayday.
I love it opens with Mayday too, so
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
like the best fucking opening.
Dude, I think of all the Flowbot songs, I know words from them, like Good Soldier and stuff like that, my favorites, but I know all the words to Mayday, dude.
Yeah,
I love that song. Um, Fantastic. But yeah, that's a prime example of somebody who kind of, I don't know, fell off because they tried to do some wacky shit with their albums.
yeah.
But
I think just the main issue with the Flowbots is they don't have a big enough of a following to tell them what they want, and they're too. I think the Flowbots as a whole, like they know they have to shift their music
mhm.
towards where the current world environment is heading, and
Yeah,
I think that's more or less a bad thing
yeah.
because I mean, just as of recently, it's been clearly not the best couple of years that America has had. So it's kind of it's hard for them to make like music that people will want to listen to again and again
Mhm.
because I don't know, maybe some people don't vibe as much with the preachy, but won't don't vibe as much as the message that the Flowbots are trying to send with their newer music.
You know what? I never thought about that. That because they're centralized around political rap, that they have to stay update with the current political state of the world, which
Yeah,
makes sense because that's the same exact reason why Rage Against the Machine started to fall apart with their lyrics, because the world politically was changing so fucking fast. They were like, oh, there's so much shit going on right now. And then
yeah.
Tom Morello left, and then what's his face, the lead singer, I don't remember his name. He started that other offshoot. Okay, yeah, but that
You
offshoot
said
band,
Free Lions?
it's something. It had a fucking. I remember the logo. It was like a blue line on a shield, and it had a few good songs, but it really nothing ever really came of it. And it's because he still tried to roll with the whole political rap thing. But I, a political rap is fucking hard to do, dude.
Honestly, yeah.
I can see why an artist does like one political song every album. And sometimes it's not even well received. Like if going back to Gorillaz, remember Hallelujah Money?
Oh, dude.
That was not a banger. But politically, it was on point. It was on point with what was the current
Right.
state of the world.
Yeah.
But political rap is a really hard type of music to hit, because I
Do it
mean,
well, you mean?
yeah, after a while, it doesn't. It's not topical anymore, so it's just reminiscent. You know what I mean? Of how
Hmm.
fucked up or how much worse off the political state of the world was at the time. But it's okay. I mean, people that do it and they're good at it, keep going. But if
Yeah, just
I don't think anybody should be trying to kill themselves over trying to put out a political rap album if there's nothing that really vibes. You know what I mean?
dude, have you seen fuck, dude, Amazon's game? Amazon made a game. It's called The Crucible.
Ah, it's free
Crucible.
to play,
Yeah,
isn't
Crucible,
it?
the free to play one.
Yeah. I've heard about that.
Have you
I
seen
saw.
anything about that?
Nope, I just see the ads on Twitch every now and then.
So, okay, I think I'm gonna try not to get too much into this because I have some strong opinions about this genre of game that people seem to be fucking just capitalizing 100% on, and it's the hero shooter genre, where it's Overwatch,
Ah,
It's Valorant. It's fucking all the other games where you choose, your
it's
class,
class based. Class
first
based.
first person hero based shooter where you get abilities and shit like that. I'm so tired of all of it. Honestly, I think it's just a big old, it's a scam. I think it's
A
really
shill.
easy. It's super easy to not like it's easy to make the base game and then you just throw in like the objectives or whatever what you want it to be about is so easy after you've already made like the base game. It's
Mhm.
just fucking, it's like clone games. It's like fucking great value something.
Is Crucible, is that PvP or PvE?
PvP.
Mm.
Yeah, so
See,
it's PvP.
I'm more involved and more willing to give a chance on things like those kinds of games if it's PvE.
Yeah. So like um they released it. All right, here's the fucking the kicker, all right. They released it like a week ago and they announced it like 3 weeks ago. So they fucking announced it and then 2 or 3 weeks later they released it, the whole game for free on Steam and it's coming to consoles later on. And it is the most like it is like Modern Warfare when it first came out. Just unoptimized, fucking runs like shit, looks good, but I mean, if you can manage to run it at like fucking 30 to 60 frames, then good fucking luck, honestly. Because I tuned into 3 or 4 different streamers trying to stream it because it's a sponsored stream or whatever, and they were having some trubs trying to fucking get it sorted out because they were dropping mad frames. The show was running like 10 to 15. It was awful, but
Is it technically in beta?
no, it had no beta. They released the shit. They just said, "Fuck it." You know what? We're Amazon. Jeff Bezos is paying us all. Fuck it, bro. Let's just fucking
That's common practice nowadays.
yeah.
It doesn't really
It sucked.
surprise me.
Like I think, and okay. So I'll give you a quick rundown. It's 4v4, um, 3 different game modes, and the game modes consist of sort of like a fucking capture the flag type thing, a BR, and and like a headquarters style capture the objective type thing. So there's like fucking CTF, like BR, and then headquarters,
Hmm.
and you have to like stay on the point for as long as possible. And it baffles me that they didn't release like a standard fucking like team deathmatch or like a free for all or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In a hero based shooter. Generally, you want objectives, but I find it so odd that they wanted to introduce a battle royale version. They wanted to just like scrape the bottom of the barrel for whatever game mode objective that they could come up with because they couldn't think of anything like new or refreshing. So they were just like, you know what, just throw a BR in there. Like people will fucking eat that shit up anyway. And here's a part about the BR though. It is 16 players total, teams of 2 only. Teams of 2, 16 players, 8 teams, 8-team BR. The map is fucking tiny.
What?
Yeah, it's really strange.
It's
So I was I
TDM
was
at that
looking
point.
I was looking at the gameplay and I'm like, this is so odd because I don't understand what the point of having a battle royale game mode when first of all there's like barely any space to do anything. And then second of all, the teams are it's mandatory teams. There's no free for all, no solos, just duos. And the player size, the server size is only 16. That's fucking tiny, dude. That's not anything at all. So it just makes you wonder, like, why they didn't have a beta or anything like this to at least advertise it or receive player feedback. Because although I don't like Valorant, I will tell you that Riot Games did an incredible job at taking the feedback that they got from the players who were in the closed beta and applying it to their finished game. The beta is closed now. You can't play the game anymore until it releases
Hmm.
on the second. But they took all the criticisms. They fixed like over 200 and whatever bugs. They fixed a whole other slew of things not related to bugs, but just like balance changes and things like that, all based on player feedback. And I think it's a real fucking crying shame that a company as big as Amazon doesn't think to implement like just a beta test or like a beta game mode or something for players before, so they can at least figure out how do we optimize our game maybe a little bit better. I know optimization is not like it's not something that you just like do like, oh, let me just fucking optimize my game real quick. Like it takes time and obviously like uh porting your game to consoles, not just PC, but like PS4, Xbox, that takes time too. So I know it takes time, but beta testing at least would give Amazon the benefit when it came to finishing their game. And yeah, I just had to rant about Crucible and why I don't like
I
it.
didn't even know. I knew of it. I've never. I'm probably not gonna play it ever or anything like that. I'd seen the ads on Twitch, but other than that, I didn't. I didn't know it was Amazon's thing. See, I heard about Amazon way back when it was like around E3. I think Amazon had made that announcement that they have their own dev company within the company that's making games and shit. I'm like, all right, well, they're probably gonna either make an IP or they're just gonna port shit just to get on that Steam fucking cash. But I didn't know that this is what they were working on. So when I had looked at it, it looked like class based, like Monster Hunter. That's it. What it appeared to me from what
Mhm.
of I paid attention to it. But obviously that's not the case, and it's just another copy paste hero fucking
Yeah,
team
it's
shooter.
generic as fuck. People are saying it's Evolved meets Battleborn,
Mm.
and we all know how fucking Battleborn turned out.
That's a shame because Evolve was really fun. I did enjoy Evolve a lot.
Yeah,
What killed that game was the microtransactions, though. But
yeah,
yeah, that's
Battleborn was just
yeah, Battleborn is it went F2P a while ago, I think.
thank
Um,
God.
yeah, but
How much was it on? Was it $60?
when it came out,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a AAA.
a full feature game.
Yeah, Gearbox is selling it at a $60 rate.
Damn,
Yeah, I
that
know.
is highly
Brian
unlucky.
James, dude.
Could you imagine?
I think it's all Overwatch's fault, dude. It's all Overwatch's fault.
Yeah, I
There
think.
had been ones before that, like TF2, for example, but
Mhm.
at this point, TF2 is a bit of a niche community. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, and the game is just in a very bad place right now.
The game is in a bad place. It's very old. It's the only thing keeping it alive is the fucking community. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and that is very and that is dwindling too.
Yeah, it's dwindling,
They're
and it
yeah,
sucks because the guys who are really passionate about making content for TF2, they're fucking going with it. They're
mhm.
really holding the whole community on their back, especially all the source filmmaker guys. Those guys, congrats to you guys because you guys are doing amazing fucking work. And without people like you who are making things that are funny and very entertaining to watch, a lot of people would put TF2 on the back burner and forget about it.
Yeah,
So
I
it's like,
agree.
it just surprises me. I was thinking about this the other day. It surprises me that however many years ago source filmmaker became free to use, that it is still being used today, and all the animations that people are making in SFM still look fantastic, and they keep looking better and more fluid, and the animation is great, and it's amazing. Sometimes I'll just take a whole fucking couple hours to just go through and see if I can find some new source filmmaker stuff on any of the community boards or forums on Steam, or just go on YouTube and go to like the usual guys that I know make SFM stuff and see if they're doing anything different. And it's fantastic, dude. Source filmmaker stuff is so entertaining to watch, but it's a huge part of why TF2 has stayed within relevance, and and even still without that, in a way, TF2 is kind of iconic. Like you fucking most people who play games will look at fucking heavy weapons and be like, oh, that guy's from TF2. They won't know that it's heavy, but they'll be like, oh, he looks like he's from TF2. I think he's from TF2.
Yeah, they have a very established like style, and
Yeah,
it's been going for so long, and I think it's such like a staple Valve game that is a must have at this point. Like, why would you ever have Steam and not at least install and play 30 minutes of TF2?
yeah, at least. I mean, we were we were in it at the peak of its
Oh,
economic
dude,
boom, dude. It was
absolutely.
dude, the fucking life, dude. Buds, oh man, that I'm telling you that fucking unusual glitch just fucked everything up. Since then, nothing has been the same, dude.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's a shame. There's like hackers that just run rampant right now, and they don't get banned by Valve anti-cheat, and it's just like it's just a shame like to see it like in this state, dude. It's like watching a fucking your puppy get euthanized or something. You're like, dude, this sucks, man. Like, I just don't want to fucking watch this.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of old either old servers or old ports on PC of old Call of Duty games. It's the Wild West, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
everybody's
dude, there's a called the COD 4. It's not COD 4. There's like a Call of Duty crack that is called, I think it's called IW4X or IX4W or something like that, and it's literally a Call of Duty cracked version that has COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and I think that's it. I think it's just Modern Warfare 1 and 2, but it's for free, and the servers are like booming, and there's like hella people in the servers, and the
Damn.
connection's like really good, and everything's like modded on there, and it's just like playing the games over again, except it's fun, and it's really I don't know. I don't have it downloaded. I've never played it. I've only seen gameplay of it, and it looks really fun.
I would give it a try, but I mean, as you know, I was really late on the Call of Duty shit. Like super fucking late on it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I played Call of Duty 1 and 2 on PS2 forever ago, but then there was a huge gap in time where I got in trouble and got my ass kicked and got all my toys and games taken away. Where for years I didn't play games unless I mooched them off of somebody else. And from PS2 and Xbox, I skipped all the way to Xbox 360 and all the things in between. I think in between that, I got a PSP, first generation PSP. That was it, just fucking handheld. And God bless for that, dude, because without that, I would probably fucking kill myself. Not gonna lie, dude.
What if you didn't have like a PS Vita or something?
Yeah, because I mean, there great fucking games came out on that, dude. The Jack standalone game came out on it. There was a Little Big Planet version that came out on it. It was fantastic. All the Hatsune Miku games were ported to PSP. Project Eva started on PSP, and then Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, my favorite Metal Gear game, and that's in comparison to AAA full console games like
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear 5 and 4, which are beautiful, but they don't hold a fucking candlestick to fucking Peace Walker, dude.
Yeah,
It's Piece de la
dude.
Resistance.
Sometimes you just like I won't say you have like nostalgia goggles on or anything like that, but sometimes you just know like
Mm-hmm.
what your favorite is as a
Mm-hmm.
kid. You
It, it,
just
if
you
you
know it's going to be
break
your
down a
favorite.
game too, like you may have nostalgia for it, but when you get older, you may come back to that game and break it down, and you'd be like, man, this almost has as much, if not more, content than some of the AAA titles on like the main consoles, and it's fucking insane. But other than that, back to fucking COD. So in between that, I got an Xbox Arcade, a black one, and I had the downloadable scratch off code for Alan Wake,
Oh, dude.
and my dad got me Assassin's Creed 2. And I
Oh, that's a
fucking love
banger
the
game,
shit out
dude.
of it. But I didn't play any Call of Duties until Black Ops, and then when Modern Warfare 3 came out, that was my Modern Warfare. 2 and COD 4 were not my Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Modern Warfare 3 was my
Yeah,
shit.
I actually
So
really enjoyed Modern Warfare 3.
I didn't get with you fucking old COD vets and be like, yeah, 1v1 on Rust. I
Yeah, well, I didn't have that either, dude. I didn't have an
was
Xbox.
I was just like, dude, I'll do horde mode with briefcase guns with you. I don't give a shit. Like
Okay,
that
the
was
FMGs.
yeah, that the fucking
He's like, what the fuck is that?
yeah. But
He's got a briefcase.
yeah, it's fucking good, dude. But yeah, that was my fucking Call of Duty shit. It's hard for me to relate to some of these like current COD guys who are like super devoted to it, like the guys in Modern Warfare Remake and from like Black Ops 3 and 4, like those OG guys who are like, yeah, Modern Warfare 2 and COD 4 was shit. I'm like, dude, I barely got into COD when Black Ops came out. And I only knew about World at War from the story from Black Ops because
Yeah.
Reznov was in it. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? Why does he seem
What
familiar?
is this Russian guy doing here?
Who's this Russian guy, dude?
He's just gonna tell me to do stuff?
What was the fucking voice actor for
Oh,
fucking
dude.
Reznov? He was Gordon. He was Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies.
Oh man, I don't know.
Whatever the fuck his name is, he's a
Yeah.
god. First
Yeah.
of all, also, did you ever play COD 4 or Black Ops 4?
Yeah. No, I didn't. No,
Okay, so do you know how the story goes from that?
no.
Because it's in the super future. So 3, you remember in 3 that Mason and Frank are old as fucking dirt, right?
Yeah, they're like literally ashes.
They're literally one breath away from fucking dying. Okay? Like,
They're gonna cough and explode into a cloud of dust.
yeah, exactly, dude. Somebody's gonna sneeze in their general direction, and Frank's nose is gonna be gone.
Yeah.
But so in 4, what happens is that they take Frank's consciousness and they re-upload it as an AI, and then Mason's great granddaughter is one of the characters in it that works with Frank's AI, because Frank is now like the guardian angel of
Yeah.
Mason's bloodline,
Uh-huh.
because he never had kids for himself. Anyways, there's really it sucks a lot. It really breaks my heart. It really does. There's like no actual story to it because it's through playing tutorial levels and chapter levels as the specific operators that you can play as, because
Hmm.
it's like class based. Like they all have their special skills or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's like codec, or not codec, like cassette calls like you have in Metal Gear, where
Yeah.
in between missions you can go and listen to some dialogue.
Mhm.
There's those. There's one where you figure out that Mason's consciousness is also uploaded to the AI cloud,
Oh, Jesus.
and they're talking about a bunch of shit that's happening in the story, and then um some you hear a voice. It's not very nice, or it's not very good or well voice acted, and Mason's like, who, and Frank's like, who the fuck is that?
Who
And
the fuck is that?
Mason's like, Reznov, is that you? And it's fucking Reznov. It's
Oh,
like a shitty
no.
Russian accent. They
What
didn't even
the
get the
fuck?
same
Yeah,
guy.
they're like,
It,
"Oh, you
it's
must,
and you can hear him like Slav squat and like, with
Oh
his
my
Adidas
god.
tracksuit
Dude,
on.
he's fucking got a bottle of tequila in his hands, and he's just or vodka, and he's just
But
fucking
he's like, Mason, there is more to this story than it meets the eye, and he's like, oh fuck, Reznov, what the fuck, how did
Where is your
you
fucking apparition?
you died in Vorkuta? Like, hello, my friend.
Victor Reznov, my friend.